Hey, folks, this is Steve Vai, and you're listening to Tom and Zeus on Shout It Out Loudcast.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down, kids. I'm pressing the button. Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. Ace Frehley. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the kiss times. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. I'm going to grab me an ice cold mellow yellow. Why? Why do that to the fans? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's what are you talking about? 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast. Episode 272. Kiss Reset.
Ooh, a new concept here on Shout It Out Loudcast.
Ooh, you sound like Fat Bastard there. Ooh, frisky out of way.
Yeah, let's see what happens with this episode here. We're going to talk a little bit about the State of the Union, we should say, the State of the Army, Kiss Army.
Oh, just as long as we don't talk about the state of rock and roll, pledge allegiance, whatever the fuck that's called.
What are you talking about?
I pledge allegiance to the state of rock and roll. Hey, yeah, I think they stole that from me. I wrote that song.
You like that song?
A suit of rock and roll.
You like that song? You just shit on it because you know I love it. You try to get them. You try to bother me.
When I sing the lyric and it goes, and Chuck Berry.
30 seconds in, it's already Ace time.
Terrible song.
How dare you? Oh, but Freak is good. Okay.
Oh, it's a great tune.
At the Hot Topic theme song.
I'm a freak. All right.
Anyways.
So last week was album review time. And when we do these, the feedback is astronomical. And this one was, just as you predicted, Tom, through the roof.
Yeah, Carnival of Souls. Anytime we do these really polarizing albums, they go bonkers because people get really passionate, whatever side of the fence they're on. So we're going to try to blow through the feedback here. There's a ton of it. We love it all. Thank you guys so much for everything, social media, emails. We're going to try to get through some of the good stuff, but let's get to our poll first, like we always do. And of course, when we do an album review, it's favorite song. Twitter gives us 4 options, and our options this week were Hate, I Confess, I Walk Alone, and Master and Slave. Hate jumped out to a big lead, but then it narrowly beat Master and Slave. Hate had 39%, Master and Slave at 37%. I Walk Alone, respectable at 14%, and I Confess only at 10%. A little surprised at that, but I'm glad to see Bruce's song getting a lot of love there, so that was cool. Stuart H. It's blatantly obvious that Paul was not invested in this record, but credit where it's due. Master and Slave is an absolute banger of a tune. Yeah, Stuart, you're right. LSU Scott G says, thanks for reviewing this album. It's been years since I've listened to this one. I feel different about a couple of tracks than I did years ago. This album did show their musicianship, especially Bruce. Absolutely. It's funny. We actually got a lot of comments like that all over social media and emails about people saying, yeah, I haven't listened to this album forever until I heard your review. So that's cool.
That's the best part of doing a podcast, Tom.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Oh, here's a good one. Ugh. Terrible album. Sounds lifeless and forced. Oof. That's a tough one there. I don't know if I'm going to disagree with you per se there, but, I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. Everybody has different opinions on this one for sure. Our buddy Nige, terrible album. I'm with Team Zeus on this one, bottom of the pile, mainly because the Paul songs are unlistenable thanks to his nails on a chalkboard vocal delivery. As for where Tom ranked it, next up, Tom ranks Bango Tango above Master of Puppets. All right, Nige, really? We're going to compare this to that? And then, of course, I had to get my digs at Nige saying anybody who likes bands like Nuclear Assault, Carcass, and Death Angel can friggin' eat it.
If you told me those bands were fake, I'd be like, okay.
No,
I have no idea what this is.
Unfortunately, they're all real.
But it is true, though, Tom, it's the delivery. And then I remember someone brought up like, Gene's, you were remarking how Gene's delivery is different. Yeah, but Gene's delivery is good. And we haven't talked about it just on Carnival of Souls. We've been talking about that for years.
Yep.
We talked about it on Good Girl Gone Bad on Crazy Nights, how he does that voice. And then all of a sudden he does, like a thief in the night. He uses the deep growl voice. He can change it to the Beatles Gene voice to that. It's different. Paul was just doing theatrics with the
Paul's a great singer, but he's a one-trick pony. He has to do Paul. He can't vary his stuff like Gene.
It's not him.
Nope.
He needs to be singing happy songs, rock anthems.
Correct.
Dude, Desmond, how many times when he was talking with us would constantly say about Paul Stanley showed him how to do anthemic rockers. Paul is the fucking king of that shit. He doesn't need to be doing this stuff. Just leave that to the Demon and Gene.
Agreed. Our buddy Tony from Restrained. I like this record. Some good songs here, some bad too. I think a big problem with this record is that it sounds like a demo. Also, not sure what Paul was thinking when recording these vocals. Very whiny, especially when singing in the lower register. Spot on, Tony. But I will say, we talked about this during the review. I like the production. I like the fact that it's
I don't know what
raw.
he's talking about.
I like that it sounds raw and rough and that it does sound like a demo.
But I understand the demo part because I think a couple other people brought it up.
Just meaning it doesn't sound just meaning it doesn't sound polished and full. It sounds kind of hollow. Like,
oh, absolutely not.
No, I agree. I love the sound.
I'm thinking they might be thinking, oh, well, there's a lot of feedback on there. There shouldn't be like, no, they're purposely leaving that in. It's the grunge era. So, but I think fucking Toby Wright hit it out of the park. I thought the production on this excellent. You want to see demos and shit production? Go listen to Hot in the Shade. Because that's fucking terrible, the production on that. Thank you, Paul.
I like it.
You like the production on that? It's fucking brutal. You can hardly hear anything. I can tell you right now, every time I do any fucking edition of songs and I put it into Audacity, I can see how fucking the quality is like shit.
As bad as we shit on Hot in the Shades production and Hotter Than Hell's production, it hurts to listen to Monster. Not that we're going to get into that.
Monster is all fucking.
Monster is just
splattered together.
Yeah, it's brutal, but that's a separate thing. Our buddy Matt Murphy, great episode. An album I haven't gotten much time that I will give it another listen when I'm not listening to Saxon. Oh God, I hope you're joking, but that's okay.
Sarcasm.
I know he is. A party man, love it. Will never forget my friends who never cared for Kiss were asking me who this awesome band was when I played it in my car. The looks on their faces when I told them it was Kiss was pure gold. Douglas Santos, very underrated album. I think it's better than Revenge. Now that is just ridiculous, but that's okay. Our buddy Tom Dust, who we love, doing our intro music. We love you, Tom. Thank you so much, buddy. Gene and Bruce kill on this album. Hell yes, which is why I love it. Tons of extra stuff here going on with Twitter, but we do want to move along. Thank you guys for all the Twitter stuff. Zeus, going to pass it to you for the Book of Face.
Yeah, I could be here for fucking days reading this shit. I'm not going to.
Me too here with emails and Instagram and everything. There's a lot.
Kevon Japson.
Uh-oh. Giggity, 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 giggity. By the way, how did he enjoy the eclipse with the flat Earth? Did it work for him? You see it? Can you see an eclipse with a flat Earth?
Don't get him started. Fucking crazy fucking mess. Finally, I've been waiting for this one. This is a masterpiece.
Oh, jeez.
Love it. It was a dark period for me because my dad had just passed, but I was deep into grunge and the heavy music of the times. Pantera, Zombie, Machine Head. Let me give you a little hint. That's not grunge. I got the bootleg very early on and was shocked at Paul's delivery, but I liked it because it was different. Bruce Kulick is the man on this one, but that being said, I Walk Alone is the weakest, in my opinion. Shocked at Zeus's ranking, not Tom's, but all is good. Very polarizing. Great one, guys. Well, Kevon Japson, against a sympathy for your dad and stuff, but
Yep, absolutely. Of course.
That's not grunge music that you described.
Well, he said grunge and heavy music. Heavy meaning Pantera and Machine Head and those guys. So
fuck him.
Yeah, we need to
fuck him for you correcting me, Tom.
I'm sorry. Hey, well, I have an idea. Fuck everybody. How's that?
Oh, God. We got to get this guy's comments up because I knew he was going to be wicked negative. So let's hear what he has to say.
Okay.
Ronnie Bacharski.
Oh, Jesus. Go ahead.
I couldn't wait for you guys to review this. In my opinion, the worst fucking Kiss record.
Oh.
Even worse than Sonic Poop. There are spots in the beginning of the album where Gene has the ability to shine, but it's quickly ruined by Paul's vaginal dribble vocals. Then everything completely shits the bed by the time we reach I Will Be There.
Ugh.
I can't listen to that fucking song without picturing midget
what?
Dressed up like the Knights of the Round Table, hopping around at some Renaissance fair. I don't care if the sentiment is sweet regarding his kid. If my father wrote that about me, I would demand that he go back in time and pull out or have me aborted so no human would have to suffer
Jesus
hearing
Christ.
that slice of fuck pie. After the song, the rest of the album is just shit that you take after eating Chipotle.
Oh, my God.
It can never get fully wiped. Bigger misstep than the elder, just a steaming bucket of ass.
It's not that bad, but that's okay. No album is that bad, I don't think.
What the fuck? Mario Aguilera III. I love this album. I don't get whiny from Paul whatsoever. I think he's just singing in a lower controlled register than usual. I like his songs best on this album. And I like Gene's too, even though Paul hates this album. I like when Kiss goes outside the box like the Elder. Can't expect to get the same album all times like AC/DC. Only they can get away with it, it seems. Listen, I'm glad they did this album. I'm glad we have it. I like that they did something different. I'm just saying, out of all the Kiss albums, I rank this last.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't like it.
It's fine.
So it's okay that they did a different type of album. I don't have a problem with it, but you're fucking completely nuts if you think Paul did a good job on this album.
No, he's terrible.
Oh,
fucking terrible.
Brutal. Rain down on me. What's he say?
Well, this now might be a good time to talk about the text conversation we had earlier today with our buddy Jericho, who tried to
yells at us,
antagonize us. Rain is terrific. What are you guys talking about?
Why didn't you have me on to do this? Dude, we've done this. We've had this conversation before. We don't have anybody on to do album reviews. We don't.
No.
When this is all done, we'll do album review redux, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And then the conversation devolved into what's worse, Sonic Boom or Monster, and then that got heated.
Yeah. Let's go one good song.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love angry, divisive Kiss fans. It's the way to go.
I feel like a fucking child getting yelled at and reprimanded by their parents. Apparently, Chris Hall liked the fact that I said, what we do next is we go to the fucking tracks.
That's how we'll start doing every album review. I don't remember that. Did you really say that?
I don't. I have fucking no idea.
You should start doing it if you didn't. Let's go to the fucking tracks, jerky.
What, huh? I said the fucking tracks.
Is the seduction of the innocent, eh?
No. You see there under the Carnival of Souls? Yeah.
Yeah. See, they made a mistake in that ad. See, that album sucks.
Paying each other up. Hey, Night on the Town. What do you say, Bill? Right, Mike?
See, I'm not working myself.
Sam Sandor Jacob. Next best album after Revenge. That's a tough one. I mean, there were way over 100 comments, so I'm going to move it. Sorry if I didn't get to your post. Let's go over to Loudcast, see what we got over there, and there's fucking just the same over here.
Yep.
You got Sean DeHaan, Charles Eaton, Josh Brown, guys like that. Great comments, just way too fucking long. Let's go old school. Jacques Pinocchio.
Oh, all right.
When I was younger, I saw this album. To me, it looked like didn't come across as a real album. Then I read The Final Sessions, and I thought they were just a bunch of songs thrown together just to put an album out. I gave it a listen over Christmas for the first time ever. It's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Jack.
That's right, Jack.
Oh, our Greek friend Thanos Akratides, who might come up to Boston, Tom, he said, to go see Aerosmith on New Year's Eve in Boston.
That's right. Yep.
Well, boys, this album is very much an acquired taste. It's typical Kiss sound, no? Is it a good album? I say yes, but maybe we should have come out hot on the heels of Alive 3. Sorry, boys, I don't agree with you, Paul, regarding Paul's songs. Jungle, Master and Slave are massive tunes. The Gene songs are good, but I prefer his Revenge tunes personally.
Okay.
Great production. Yes, it's not an album you go to every week to listen to, but I think it's a solid release. Would have preferred the Firehead cover.
Yes.
Over the actual cover. Bruce Kulick was definitely the star of this album. It's not better than Monster. I agree with you, Zeus. Well done, boys.
Oh, Faunus. Man, you were on a roll until that Monster comment. God damn you. What?
Denise Sorelli.
Oh, Jesus. This fucking chick has always good things to say. Go ahead.
Great episode, guys. But this album sucks.
What?
It's the...
Don't do it. Don't, because she makes a comment about another show.
Of Kiss albums, but not as cringy.
Man, that chick has quite the acid tongue.
I don't know what they did to her over there, but she is not a fan.
She's oof. She's a rough one. Yikes. Oof. She got to be from like Everett or Revere or something.
Graham Richley. Well, I listened with new ears and must thank TNZ for appreciating what a total piece of shit this album is. Not one single song would I listen to by choice.
What?
It does, however, make me appreciate how much the band needed Paul to keep control of things, as this satisfying Gene's whim was a massive mistake. I'm with Paul and hope we can all pretend this album never happened. Ouch.
Damn. Honestly, this is why I love this. I love people on both ends, people ranking it number one, people ranking it last, people thinking it sucks, thinking it's a masterpiece. I love this.
John Whiteman.
Uh-oh.
I really like this album, but I agree Paul's vocal delivery sinks his songs. Gene singing Master Slave would have been amazing. Also, having Ace singing In My Head, but changing it to In Tom's Shed would have rocked.
Do it.
Cardboard boxes filled with tapes. They're in Tom's shed. Nest of crab lice, bleeding red. I'm in Tom's shed.
That's fucking genius. The
great Tally Faulkner.
Yeah, Tally.
It's not the usual Kiss, but I still like it. As Zeus always says, I would rather have it than not have it. So I'm glad they released it. Hate and Jungle are standouts for me. Gene is the MVP of this album. The low and slow, Paul was cringy at times.
Yep.
Maybe Tally is Denise. Both use the word cringy.
Tally's too kind. She's too sweet. Denise is a bitch. Maybe you might want to edit that out if she listens.
I think she'd appreciate it.
That's probably a compliment where she comes from.
I think the one reason why Kiss survived all those decades was their willingness to explore and venture into different Kiss. I will take that any day over AC/DC sameness.
Ah, yes.
It's okay to have one band do everything the same, and it's okay to have one band that changes things up. It's all right. So, okay.
True.
Tom, I'm going to go to YouTube.
Okay.
Let's see what we got over there. Let's see what the next selection is. Remember that from one of the fucking off the soundboards Ace said?
Yeah,
thanks, Paul. Let's see what the next selection is.
What are you playing, a fucking jukebox? I got a selection here.
This one's called Torpedo Girl. Ooh.
Boy, oh boy.
Photo Guy 3D.
That's his name? Photo Guy 3D?
I don't know.
Okay.
Bruce Kulick is to Carnival of Souls what Steve Brown is to 10,000 volts.
Is that a compliment?
I don't know.
Because I don't know.
The great Marty White. Barnacle of Trolls. The Final Depression.
Oh, jeez.
Is a result of cataclysmic event that ripped a hole in space-time fabric. It's a black hole into the void. I wrote a song all like that. I think it's on Harder Than Hell. It seemed that Gene Simmons took part in a cherry pie eating contest, not realizing cherry pies were involved instead of women. When he finished, he was so bloated, he let out a fart so massive the earth shook, the moon bounced, and this album dropped out of the sky, contaminating record stores everywhere.
Come on, man. God. Guys are brutal.
Chris Flood. Haven't played this since the year I bought it. The music sounds real heavy. But once Paul, someone pissed in my carriage juice, Stanley, starts singing, it's not worth it.
Jesus.
William Duvall and Jerry Cantrell remake this album.
Ooh, that would be a dream.
Yeah. Tom, that's what I got. Over to you, buddy.
Okay, let's blow through some emails. Guys, we got some incredible emails. They were very long, but we enjoyed reading them. But again, for the sake of time constraints here, we can't read them on the show. Great ones from Sam Paxton, our buddy Backpack Brad, James Thompson, Rudy, Doth, Stephen Wood. Great
Rudy.
So we're just gonna blow through a couple quickies here. Rob Karhukangas. Is that like the Kangamangus? Carnival of Souls is near the bottom of the Kiss catalog for me. I'm not a grunge hater, but it's not what I want to hear from Kiss. The best songs are Hate and I Walk Alone. If they toured this album, I think most of the songs from this album wouldn't fit with the rest of the set list. That's fair. As always, great show, always entertaining. Yeah, that would be kind of weird to go to a Kiss show and have him throw in friggin' Rain in between like Deuce and Detroit Rock City. That would fucking be kind of a mess. Scott Wheeler. Oh, Tom is the subject heading. This isn't exactly hate mail, but there is no planet, no galaxy, and no universe in which Carnival of Souls ranks higher than Creatures of the Night or Ace's solo album. Are you sure that's a true ranking, or are you just testing us to see how closely we are listening? You're making Zeus look like the level-headed one. Oh, Scott.
I think
fair.
That's an insult somewhere in there.
Oh,
that's all right, Scott.
Well, he just shit on me and you at the same time.
Oh, Scott,
but that's okay.
We love you. You've been listening for years.
Of course.
So then you'll take this for what it's worth. Go fucking eat a bag of dicks, Scott. Choke on some fucking hairy pee.
Wow.
And then cough for about an hour, maybe hour and a half. And then after that, maybe I'll forgive you. But.
Now, the funny thing about that, Scott, is you shit on me most of that email. But that's okay.
Maybe you'll be. I thought you were the level-headed one and not like Zeus. Like, what the fuck himself?
You're not level-headed. You rank this last. It's fucking terrible. That's okay.
That makes me correct.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay, Jericho.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. This is from Gino Dvoracek. Hey, guys, I remember hearing from someone that had this bootleg that it sounded like Alice in Chains. I was like, no way, Kiss would never do that. When I got the CD, I was in disbelief. Hate was the only song that I think I ever played all the way through. Almost every other one I pressed skip before it was over. I kept hoping for a typical fun Kiss song. No luck. To me, it went against everything Kiss stood for. To this day, it's a hard listen for me. But I always liked I Will Be There. I think it's really powerful and emotional, the most real for Paul in this record. Also, my son was born in 1994, just like Evan. The rest of Paul's songs are not convincing. The verses in Rain always oh, Zeus, get ready for this. You're not going to like this. The verses in Rain always remind me of the verses in Victim of Love by the Eagles. About the intro, I remember hearing Bruce say that it was Paul saying Little Billy Corgan. Yep. Zeus, I'll answer your question about what's the difference between Carnival of Souls and Hot in the Shade. Hot in the Shade has songs that are fun. And Tom, when you said Grumpy Star Child, all I could think of was the Land of the Lost. Yeah, another Land of the Lost reference where fucking Grumpy nerds. The T-Rex turns his head and roars. Anyway, as much as I don't like it as a Kiss record, there's no denying the talent of Gene, Paul, Bruce, and Eric, especially Bruce. Great episode. Take care, Gino. That's a great email. Awesome.
I don't understand what he's saying. I don't remember me posing the question, what's the difference between Hot in the Shade and what's the name?
Well, I think production. I think we were talking like production. He's talking about content, but we were talking about production. But anyways, let's blow through a couple things on Instagram. Joe D'Angelo, I absolutely love this album. Arnold Resto. It sounds like, surprise, Alice in Chains with Paul and Gene vocals. Okay.
Arnold Rothstein?
Yeah. Spook 0803. Master and Slave is a top song. I sit here proudly in the barely occupied SIOL grunge corner. All right. Well, welcome to that corner. There's plenty of room. Violently Lopez. This album is a very mixed bag. While I commend the band for stepping out of their comfort zone, it results in a very uneven album. Gene, Bruce, and Eric are more than up to the task. Hate is the heaviest song the band has ever recorded, and I Walk Alone is a really good closer. But Paul is out of his element. Listening to him try to do grunge is like David Lee Roth trying to do Viking metal. It just doesn't work. Jungle sounds like he heard 30 seconds of a Collective Soul song and said, that's what the kids are listening to these days? I can do that. Ooh, that's pretty fair. Pretty fair. And then we're going to wrap up feedback with a Facebook DM from Kevin Young. I just want to reach out and say hello. I started listening to you guys on a work trip to North Carolina in the beginning of February. I don't really listen to podcasts, and I have been a huge Kiss fan since I was 3 back in 1984. My uncle was a huge Kiss fan, and he is the reason why I got into them in the first place when I looked up to him. I wanted to listen to a Kiss podcast, and I stumbled on Shout It Out Loudcast, and I can honestly say you guys are fucking great. Zeus, go ahead.
Oh, fucking great.
Thank you. I listen about 5 days a week when I leave for work, and I try to listen on my way home as long as my wife ain't busting balls about me calling her. Uh-oh. Don't tell her I said that. Too late. I'm going back and forth between episodes, and the one episode that made me spit out my water while I was driving is when you guys mentioned Gene having a song about chocolate ice cream, and it turned from there. You guys have such a great personality and has drawn me back into listening to Kiss regularly again. Your knowledge of Kiss is amazing. And by the way, the End of the Road was fucking dumb. I was at the Baltimore show and then ordered the pay-per-view, and when those avatars came on, I almost shit myself. Anyway, I know this is a little long-winded, but you guys have a fan for life in West Virginia. Kevin Young, these are the messages we love. First of all, you discovered us, which is wonderful. We love new listeners. You get us. You get the humor. You enjoy the humor. And you're a huge Kiss fan like us. All of that combined, we're so glad you're on board. And Kevin, my friend, you are the comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
He's from West Virginia. Every time I hear West Virginia, I think of fucking Wrong Turn.
Oh, great movie. Great, underrated franchise.
Elijah Dushku.
Oof, yes.
Fucking mutant inbred, fucking eating people. Crazy movie.
Great franchise. Each one of those movies gets worse and more vulgar as they progress.
Fucking awful.
Fantastic trash.
Tom, what we do next is we thank our Patreon family. Patreon, we're close to 120 now members.
Love it. Amazing.
Amazing. And Patreon is where you can come and help and support this show, the one that you're listening to. You come, you join, and you make a monetary contribution, and in turn, you get some perks back from us. So we just finished up, and we'll get to that, Album Review Crew ARC March Madness Tournament. You guys were part of that. You're part of the ARC Album Review Crew. You get your own pick. That's coming up shortly again. You get to pick on Flashback Fridays. You get to pick on polls. You get to pick on feedback, sneak peeks, video chats, merch, all that, and our fun and one-of-a-kind message boards and conversations that we have on Patreon. Again, there are 4 tiers. You would find them by going to patreon.com or go to our awesome website. Right on the landing page, you would see a link. It says Patreon. Very easy to find. Click on that. Find the 4 different levels. find one that fits your needs, come join, help the show. It's a big help to us, really, and we really appreciate it. And it's something that, we don't take for granted, and we love our Patreon family. And please come join the fun and become a supporter of Shout It Out Loudcast by being a Patreon member.
Guys, you're the best. We say it all the time, and it can't be said enough how grateful we are for all of the support we have from all of our Patreon members, whether you're brand new, whether you've been there since day one. It doesn't matter. You guys are all so important to the success and the longevity of the show. We can't thank you guys enough. As Zeus mentioned, tons of perks that we like to give back. So please check us out at patreon.com, search for us, or click on the link on our website, download the app, check us out. There's tons to offer, and it's a great little community we have going there. It's not little anymore. Thanks to you guys. It's huge now. It's over 100. So that's amazing. So again, thank you guys so much for the support.
Tom, what we do next is we go to Kiss World. Does that still exist?
Kind of. But before we do Kiss World, let's do a little bit of SIOL World and just briefly talk about the conclusion of the 2024 Album Review Crew Song Madness Tournament, sponsored by the great guys over at Gene Simmons Moneybag Sodas. So the tournament, I'm a little bit surprised. I'm not shocked, but Unchained took the title this year, and its closest competition was Highway to Hell in the title game. Most votes ever, and Unchained won by a fraction of a point. And the winner of our prize pack, which includes Gene Simmons Moneybag Soda and some Shout Out Loudcast merch, is the great Brad Chandler, who picked a perfect Final Four, a perfect championship battle, and Unchained as the winner. The only person to do that. We had a lot of people pick 3 of 4 for the Final Four, but he almost had a perfect bracket. It was fucking incredible. So good job by Brad. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would say the best part of the tournament is that
it's over.
Yeah, and that some idiot didn't win.
I agree. I because Brad is not a huge contributor to the show. He's one of those quiet listeners. But when he sent in his bracket, he had some good things to say about how he's a fan of the show, and
I'm talking about somebody specific.
Oh no, I know you are. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that.
And so I like to say, you lost,
sucker, motherfucker. But that's why it's a double whammy. Is that a nice contributing member of Shout It Out Loudcast World won, and I'm thrilled. It could have been a pain in the ass, but it wasn't. But real quick, we don't want to spend too much time on this. Are you surprised that Unchained cruised all the way to the title?
No, I think I had it towards there. I may have had one that win. I thought Master of Puppets, which I didn't want to win.
I never thought they'd get that far.
I did. You know which ones are the popular ones.
I actually thought Highway to Hell was going to win just because it's like anthemic. Even people that aren't hard rock fans know it.
See, the problem is if it did win and I wanted it to win, then somebody else would win, and I didn't want him to win. So I'm glad that Unchained won because I like Unchained.
So it's like that Spider-Man meme where everybody's pointing at each other being like, fuck.
Oh, no. The pleasure I receive and somebody losing right at the end is...
Oh, dude. First of all, us being Boston sports fans, the only thing better than watching your team win is watching the team you hate lose.
Yeah, the Yankees, the Canadians,
it's
the fucking Jets, the fucking
rooting for Peyton Manning to lose in the playoffs is such a joy.
The Lakers, watching all these fucking losers lose.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Fuck them.
And I don't make this accusation lightly.
Yeah,
I'm a conspiracy theorist by nature. There was some shenanigans going on. That's why the votes were so close.
Oh, yeah. All his burner accounts came in and started voting at the last minute.
Absolutely shenanigans going on. Because so today's Thursday. We usually record on Wednesdays. We're recording Thursday, April 18th. When I went to bed on Wednesday, April 17th, AC/DC was kind of losing. They weren't getting killed, but it looked like it was over.
Yep.
I woke up this morning. I get in my car. I head to work at 6:00. It's 50-50 on the nose. How the fuck does that happen overnight?
Burner accounts. You gonna bite your tongue?
No, I'm just I'm going to let you go.
You'll save it. You'll save it for after the show.
No.
Well, when nothing is brought up for you to go out of your way to throw out troll-like comments, whether it be online or in our text groups, you're asking for it. You're asking for it. And you want to be an obnoxious fucking troll, and that's your shtick. When you get porked, I'm sorry, I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, there's nothing. You don't have to apologize.
I'm just saying.
You're doing the Nelson from The Simpsons. Anyways, let's move past that and give Brad Chandler the congrats that he deserves, because it's nice to see a nice person and a good fan win.
One of my favorite parts in a movie is when John Travolta, and you can see that he gets into that fucking standoff with Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I'm talking Palooka.
Yeah.
And then later on, they cut to a different scene and Travolta's talking about somebody keyed his car. And you realize it was Bruce Willis.
Yes.
But he says something, which is exactly how I feel about life.
Okay.
He says, it would be worth him doing it to my car just so I can catch him. Like if I caught him, it would be worth him doing it.
You know what that?
So it's worth him being a punk, just to see him lose.
Well, we say this all the time. Sometimes, like you said, we enjoy being stuck in traffic, so that we can fucking go nuts. Yes.
So I am relishing this for all the fucking stupid shit that I just go. I'm not even gonna fucking give him oxygen.
Which is kind of leading into the actual topic that we'll get to after the news. The reset. Spring is in the air. All that good stuff. But anyway, so let's get to some Kiss news. Again, quiet, although Gene is in the news a little bit. Gene is going to be part of the American Idol. They're going to be doing a guest mentor for the top 14 finalists. And it's going to be on the same night that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame does their inductees. It's going to be live on April 21st. So this episode drops on Saturday the 20th. This will be on Sunday the 21st. So Gene is getting out there. His band is still adding some tour dates. Looks like he's got a tour date in the U.S. out in Buffalo. No disrespect to the people
in Buffalo.
Yeah, no disrespect to the people in Buffalo. How did you guys get lucky to get Gene out there? I don't get it. But anyways, yeah.
Traffic slow. It's another night, ladies' night in
Buffalo. What else? Paul selling his art. Tommy getting out there, rocking out with his guitar, performing.
Yeah, with that Alice Cooper charity event.
Eric Singer taking pictures with people shorter than him.
Dude, there's something off with that fit. There's no way he's that short.
And the funniest thing is me and you, without even knowing it, within a 24-hour period, posted the same thing. I know a little German, and he's right over there. Dude, Klaus looks like a 6-year-old.
He could be put into Eric Singer's pocket.
Well, we know Eric Singer likes midgets, so maybe he thought Klaus was from that midget Western movie that he showed us. I don't know. That was a weird picture. But again, Kiss proper, quote unquote, nothing going on. I will say on some of the Facebook rumor mills, there does appear that there is going to be something coming for the 45th anniversary of Dynasty, which is in May. So May will be 45 years for Dynasty. I know a lot of people are hoping that because this Pophouse deal is done, that maybe that'll lead to a box set. My guess will probably be some kind of picture disc thing that they've been doing with a lot of these releases, but that is kind of cool. And I'm glad that they're not going to bypass the anniversary of Dynasty, because it's especially one of our favorites. So that's kind of cool to see that is forthcoming.
Yeah, Tom, I don't think there's anything else going on, right?
No, pretty quiet. Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So with that, let me go do another running around victory lap because somebody lost, and we'll be right back.
Okay, we're back, and we asked Ace to do a little celebratory party anthem for us. So he's working on that in my shed right now. I think he's stuck in the shed right now. Actually, he's having a really hard time moving along in there, but he's enjoying it. Every once in a while, I hear some kind of ruckus going on in there, but he's doing well. Can you describe the ruckus?
It's like Mardi Gras in here. Tom, come on, join me. Have some fun. Relax a little bit.
I'm putting the fat in Fat Tuesday.
Oh, Tom. So we were thinking about when to do this and when would it make sense. I think this makes sense. There's been enough time. And we're like, all right, Kiss is done. The sale is done. When are we going to have that discussion about what the fuck is going on? What is the future? It's almost like a BC type of mark in the timeline. Yep. Okay. It is now post end of the road. It's a whole different timeline. The touring is supposedly stopped and the band just sold all their shit to Pophouse. Whole new era. What does that entail? What do we expect? What do we want? So this is a type of episode that sometimes has a life of its own. Who knows what we're going to discuss, where it's going to go. But I like having these conversations every once in a while. Just a strict Kiss conversation.
No, you're right. And we were talking about this for a while, and now is a kind of a good time to do it. The dust has settled. And like we said, it is a reset because now everybody's going to kind of step back. All the celebratory stuff is over. Like you said, the end of the road is over. We've memorialized that. We've talked about it. Pophouse has come and gone with the sale. So now it's all about what's next. What do we hope for? What do we expect? What does it mean to be a Kiss fan right now? You know, we talk about it, how the kind of show that we have, we don't need to rely on Kiss World News. Okay. It's fun when there is because it adds to the show. But we've been saying, what's new in Kiss World? Not much, not much, not much. Is this what we have to look forward to moving forward? I don't know.
Well, I feel like individually, each one of them will have something to do. There's no way. Let's go from the top. There's no way that Paul Stanley is not going to want limelight on him. But with Paul, he'll have limelight on him because of Kiss, but it won't be about Kiss.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Yeah, he's going to have the limelight will be on Paul Stanley, but it'll be Paul Stanley, the artist, Paul Stanley, like you say, the Renaissance man, Paul Stanley, the everyman,
Soul Station stuff,
Soul Station, painting. Vacations. Yeah, like that kind of guy. And you know what? Now I will finally say, God bless him. I don't want to say retired, but he kind of deserves this. I'll give him that because
his life, exactly. You do what you want to do. He's earned the right to use the Kiss mantle to do something else, to offshoot onto something else. He can do it because it's not taken away from Kiss, because Kiss is done, supposedly. So do what you want, Paul. You've earned it. Congratulations. But I think he knows what the score is. I don't have to do that shit. You know why? I got a guy over there to my left that'll do all that shit and keep Kiss in the limelight. I don't need to work on that anymore when I know he'll do it. Yeah. He knows Gene will still be doing Kiss stuff and promoting stuff and still doing whatever he can. Now, mind you, we know everything's been sold and stuff, but I think that he knows that Gene will follow the brand still and be the head of the brand and figure out what's going on with Pophouse. And when he needs to come in, he'll come in. I'm sure they'll do Rock and Brews. There's another one, I think, coming down the pipe too.
Yep.
So there's other avenues for them to explore. They've made enough money. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He doesn't have to tour. He doesn't have to put his body through all that. He doesn't have to embarrass himself with his vocal problems that he has. He can just live his life and use Kiss still as his launching pad for other adventures that he wants to do.
Yeah, and it's funny because Paul used to say it in the 70s. I mean, Paul acknowledged that Gene was, visually speaking, the face of the band. He was the demon, blood spitting, fire breathing. Well, it's no different now. Gene is still the face of Kiss. He's touring as the Gene Simmons band. He's carrying on those songs. He's playing those deep cuts. He has the axe bass. He's doing all these things. So he is going to continue to carry the torch of Kiss. And the other thing that I think is really awesome and unique and pretty special, to sound a little cheesy, they're all alive and they're all healthy. They're all, these guys are not going to go away, which I think is exciting for the band that we love. They're not going to fade away and do nothing. Even right now, we just talked about Tommy. Tommy looks amazing. He looks like he's in his 40s, let alone his 60s. He looks fucking phenomenal. Eric still looks great. I mean, Gene, they still look great, and they're going to continue to remain active. But like you said, they're going to remain active individually, which I don't know. Maybe that is exciting to some people. I don't know.
Well, then let's go to the next member, Gene.
Yeah.
I think from here on out, Gene is not going to change. He's not going to slow down. I think he'll have more of those Gene Simmons events.
Yep.
Whether it's doing an album with him, whether it's having dinner with him. I think he'll do maybe 1 or 2 of those a year coming up. I think he'll be touring. I think he'll be on American Idol, wherever else he goes, America's Got Talent, whatever he's doing, he'll still have his face out there. I think he's naturally curious. He'll be involved with whatever fucking Pophouse is doing to find out, what are you doing here? What's going on here? What's this? He'll still be the face going around. We'll still associate him with Kiss. So I think he's not going to change. What about you?
I think Gene is the ultimate extrovert. Okay. He was the extrovert on stage. Paul is the ultimate introvert. Now they're both going to be able to personally channel those parts of themselves. Now that Kiss and touring is over, we see Paul. He does the private, quiet art shows. He does these things, but you have Gene touring America Now, things that involve crowds and large groups of people and fans and music and the pomp and circumstance. That's what Gene has to do to survive. Well, I shouldn't say has to. That's what he loves to do to survive, to surround himself with fans. We said it when we went to Vegas. He loves his fans to the point where he wants to be with them. He wants to give them things, and he wants to give them things that they want. Unlike Paul, maybe technically, I hate to keep coming back from Paul, but Paul does a lot of things that he wants to do. And if you want to partake in those things, great, you can do them. Gene is like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm putting a band together. We're going to play Kiss songs.
Yeah.
Because I know that's what you guys want, and that's what I love.
Yeah. Yeah. Now let's take the current band. Well, what's left of the current band. Next, Eric Singer. I think Eric is going to help Paul with Soul Station. I think he's going to jump on some other tour bands or something. He's too talented. He hasn't lost a step back.
Not
there.
at all. Nope.
And I think he's got too much energy to kind of sit back and do nothing. And when I say that, I think people might harken back to me saying that he looks like he's asleep back there. He's got too much energy for non-Kiss stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think he's going to want to play and be out there. I think he'll be doing like the Kiss cruises, Kiss conventions, things like that. I think he wants to be out there. I think he'll hook up with a band of some sort and play music. He's too talented. He's got too much life left in him. And I expect to hear more about Eric, and not be surprised when I hear what he's doing.
Yeah, I think the interesting and kind of, I don't know, exciting might be too strong of a word, but to see what Tommy and Eric are going to do. Like we said, we know what Paul and Gene are going to do. We knew that before, but these guys are younger, obviously, than Paul and Gene. And they're rock stars. They're musicians. That's what they do. Eric has to be in a band and playing drums. Tommy has to be on stage playing a guitar. Those are what they love to do, kind of like Gene. So I think that's going to be interesting. Are they just going to do these one-off things? Are they going to form a band? Are they going to do something individually? Are they going to do something together? I don't know. But I think, to me, I love Tommy and I love Eric. I know that's like blasphemy, fake ace, salt, cheater, Chris. I get that. But I think it's going to be cool to see what happens with those guys because they are young, energetic, and they're so musically driven. And I want to see what's going to happen with them.
All right. So I mentioned Eric. So let's move over to Tommy.
Yeah.
You think he's just going to do the same thing as I mentioned with Eric?
Yeah, he's a lot more active on social media. He's got the vineyard thing. He loves to take pictures of his car or vacation. So Tommy, to me, is like the everyman. I think you can't not like him. We were lucky enough to meet him when we were in Vegas. The guy is just as nice as you could imagine he is. And I think because of that, I think he's just going to take every opportunity to just get out there, be active, play music, grab a guitar, get on stage. I don't know if it's going to be anything official or formal or organized, but I think as long as you're following Tommy on social media, I think you're going to continue to see him super active.
Yeah, the thing I think about Tommy is I think his life is going to get easier.
Oh,
he's not going to have to makeup on, and he's not going to have to hear the stupid shit.
Yeah, and he's not going to be working. I'm not saying that working for Kiss was tough, but remember, he's been with them since the reunion, even before that. I mean, he's been with him for 30 years. So
shit, he's been with him since fucking Black and Blue days with Gene.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
So
that's true
if you think about it, like if you go out of your way to give Tommy shit and when he's not even wearing the makeup now, you have fucking issues.
I was just gonna say that's a great point. That's a great point.
Like who's going around to follow him? Be like, hey, you fucking fake ace. Yeah. Like, dude, I'm playing a fucking charity event with Alice Cooper. Fuck off.
Yeah, if you can't embrace Tommy now, then your problems go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, you're just a fucking baby about it. Like, grow up. Who cares? All right, let's go now to the original members. Let's go to Ace. I think Ace is going to continuously do what he's been doing. I think he'll come back with another album. Maybe Origins 3 is coming out next year.
Yep.
And he'll do another album after that. I think he'll be out there. The only thing about Ace is, like, it's just, again, we've talked about this a million times over. He's hurting his legacy when he can't perform live. And it's fucking brutal.
He hurts his legacy to people like me and you. He doesn't hurt his legacy to the Ace cult.
There's some people that picked up on it. The comments have gotten a lot nastier. But people that don't know, they're still like, fucking Ace, you're the coolest, you know.
But you know what it is?
Yes.
It's similar to what we say about maybe a Kiss record that we don't like, okay? We'd rather, like you said, you hate Carnival of Souls, you have it last, but you'd rather have it than not have it. I think Ace fans... I
don't hate Carnival of Souls.
Okay, whatever. But I think Ace fans are the same. Be like, you know what? I'd rather have Ace get out there and maybe not play great and maybe not sound great, but at least I get Ace in concert live playing song. I think people want that, and I think he knows that, which is why he's doing it.
Yeah, I just worry about his health. Like,
absolutely.
You can't keep schlepping him out there so he can live this lifestyle.
I agree.
And just bury himself. He just, medically, he doesn't look like he can handle that for too much longer.
I agree. So, but similar to Gene, though, he's a music guy. He's a rock guy. He's not going away. Like you said, Origins 3 is coming out. Lucky for him, he's backed by an insanely talented, awesome band that's going to be able to, that's going to lift him up.
Steve Brown joined him the other day and played 10,000 Volts live with him. Good to see those two guys still getting along despite everybody trying to put a wedge between them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ace is alive and kicking, and hopefully
in the near future, I don't think I see anything changing for him.
Me neither. Nope.
Right?
I agree.
Now, Peter, do you feel that Peter's going to stay the way he is, make a couple public appearances here and there every year, or do you think he's going to get more active or get out of the limelight even more?
No, I think we'll continue to see him maybe at some conventions, some events, very like kind of low key. Yeah. Maybe he'll step on stage and get behind a kit and maybe do something for kind of posterity appearance sake. But he has been quiet recently. Obviously, everybody knows he's the oldest member of the band. He's in his mid to late 70s now.
Yeah.
So God bless Peter. We all love Peter, especially us, especially you. But I don't think you're going to see much more than what we're getting right now.
Yeah, I don't expect it to change much.
No.
So that's Peter. Our other member that's still with us right now, Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce is still, he's touring. He's going over to Europe. He's doing some stuff. He's involved with some rock and roll fantasy camp stuff. He's involved. He does his YouTube videos. He's pushing some products for some of his legacy era Kiss involvements. We love Bruce. Okay. We love the fact that Bruce and Gene are both keeping Kiss alive. Different eras of Kiss. Gene sticks mostly to, the classic stuff. Sometimes he'll play some of the 80s or Revenge stuff. Bruce, we love him. He's playing Hot in the Shade and Crazy Nights and Revenge, whatever. So that's a blessing for us that he's healthy, alive, and doing well. And when we talked to him, it wasn't that he was happy about leaving Grand Funk Railroad, but now he said, now I can kind of pursue some other things, maybe make new music or whatever. So again, Bruce is a rock star. He's not going anywhere. And we're again, lucky to have that. Yeah.
And from what you understand from these acts, like Bruce is like, the pay was good. Everything's great.
Yeah.
The traveling was
a nightmare. Yeah. The travel.
Right. There's not a center place for them. They're all over the place.
Yep.
It was a bitch. And so if he can live a lifestyle without playing for Grand Funk and still make a living, and has everything else that he has. And, if he invested things smartly, which I think he did, he can continue to do what he's doing, and God bless him. What I'd like to see, and the one hope that I have, and I think it's maybe the testing kind of that theory, is him actually touring with a band.
Yeah. Right.
And so hence you see what he's testing out in Europe.
Yep.
But unfortunately, what we're hearing is a lot of these artists need to go to Europe to make money. Graham Bonnet said that to us. Tuck Smith says that to us. Now Bruce is going out over to Europe. They make a killing in Europe. Yeah.
Look at Gene.
They know that's a guarantee and they'll make good money.
That's right.
They don't have to fucking, I can go here, but I don't know. The promoters only pay me this much. And then you have nothing set up. So you have to fucking wait a few days and then travel way over here. So I don't know. I hope Bruce can get something more permanent. And we'll see more touring and more events from Bruce in the U.S.
Yeah, me too.
Just being selfish. I'd love to see more of that.
Yeah, of course.
And that's one way Kiss will still be alive, is if Bruce can take a band out and do some of that stuff.
Yep, totally. Agreed.
Lastly, only other member of Kiss that's still alive, Mr. Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah. I mean, as much as we'd like to see, you're just going to continue to see just the mess that you see right now, stuff being announced that doesn't come through, stuff being announced that
one out of every 4 events will go through.
And the prices are just absurd and just things aren't realistic. And, I think, we were lucky enough to meet him at Creatures Fest, talk to him, get some autographs, get a picture taken. And I think that's about it. I think Vinny, he's in his own world. We know that. And with all due respect, I don't think you're going to see much different from him, if anything.
Yeah. It's that personality that every time somebody presents him with something they can make money, his instinct isn't like, oh, that sounds like a good deal. His instinct is always, how do I switch that around and make it even better for me? How do I take this deal, cut you out of it, and put the money in my pocket?
Well, never forget that awesome quote from Extreme Close-Up. Vinny's the kind of guy that would hang himself as you hand him the keys to the kingdom. That's like that. Yeah. He can't take something and not just mess it up
and just be happy this is what you're getting.
Right. Which is a shame because the guy is super fucking talented, but he just can't get his shit together.
I don't see this changing. I see 1 out of every 4 events going through.
Yep.
And it is what it is.
Yep.
So those are the members, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? So that's what we expect to happen now after the end of the road in the sale.
Yep.
What about Kiss itself? What do you expect to be coming down the pipe?
Well, I think there's going to be some interesting things with the Pophouse acquisition, quote unquote. I think the word that Gene doesn't like to use. I don't want to say worry, but again, I keep bringing up this analogy of when Disney bought Marvel and when Disney bought Star Wars. And they oversaturated the market to the point where even me and my son are diehard Star Wars and Marvel, like you. And we were just like, what is this? What is this? What are you doing? You're killing us with this shit. You're putting out shit. And I hope that Pophouse doesn't do that. And I don't think they will, because Pophouse seem to be pretty smart guys. I guess what they've done with ABBA has been super fucking successful. So I have a little bit of a fear in the back of my head about that. I hope not, because Kiss is saturated anyways, but for us, we love the type of saturation. But I'm hoping that we continue to I hope the off the soundboards are back, because those were fucking awesome. I hope the box sets are back, because those were awesome. And I think me and you especially, we're praying and begging that the cruise is back.
Yeah. I think the cruise will be back. I think all of the above will be back.
I hope.
It's just one of those things where what bugs me is, the live albums and things like that. Most of the live albums, and I know this is blasphemy.
No, go ahead.
Don't interest me. I have them all. Every fucking era has the same kind of set list. It's not like a band that switches it up so much that you can get all these different years and be like, oh, this one has that track, that has that track. It's almost as though you're getting the same 40 songs over the last 50 years.
I think that's why people were excited a little bit about the Animalize off the soundboard, because that era is kind of near and dear to our heart with the live uncensored, the couple songs that you'll never hear live. It was sped up. It was a different
Even
kind
Sonic
of Kiss.
Boom had a couple songs at one point when they did it. Shit, I'll take I'm Alive live version of that.
Right.
Over fucking my 50th version of Love Gun live.
No, you are totally right. I get
and so how many versions from off the soundboard of Rock and Roll Night will make you happy. That's how I look at like off the soundboard. Like, unless you're giving me very specific where there's at least 2 songs that aren't normally in the playlist, like when you go the Unmasked tour or Dynasty tour or, you know, Asylum when they played some extra songs. You got to find something peculiar. It can't be the same fucking set list with the same songs, just a different year.
Oh, I agree. Which, again, when they did the Animalize one, that was awesome. I mean, I loved when they did Des Moines 1977, but that was just a live 2, a different version. You know, it was the same tour. Love Gun Alive 2. I loved it though because I thought it sounded fucking ballsy. Yeah, but I totally get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But how many? Like again, we buy it because it's a Kiss album. We jump and we buy it.
Right.
How many fucking versions do I need of Black Diamond? Right. How many?
Well, what I would love to see, if I can do like a wish list. So you know me, I'm a big bootleg nerd collector of vinyl. There is so many vinyl, single vinyl, and then there's box sets, literal box sets of nothing but demos and unreleased full songs. I'm not talking the stuff from the Creatures box. Take 10 of Chrome Goes Into Motion. I'm talking about fully formed songs that just were never released. Why can't make that shit official? Open up the vault, to use Gene's term, and give us that kind of shit. Do more of that. Yeah.
That will excite me. I think they'll get to it because everybody eventually gets to it. But if you have it spread out in a game plan, which I hope they do, then we're not just getting all of it at once, and then we're like overwhelmed, and then we don't get anything for the next 7, 8 years.
Well, the other thing that potentially worries me too is that Pophouse bought Kiss, quote unquote, bought for the visuals. You know, for the Avatar show, for the merchandising, for that, you know, are they interested in the music? Mm-hmm. I mean, they did it with ABBA, and they did it for obviously ABBA's music. ABBA's not a visual band like Kiss. So I just get worried that they're going to try to capitalize on the visuals of Kiss and the music becomes like maybe a backburner soundtrack type thing, and they don't put that energy towards giving those kinds of things that we want.
Yeah, I said to you, I think Kiss is going to become retro fashion. It's going to be in every fucking retail store. Kiss shirts, Kiss everything. And I think people buy them. You see all these times celebrities wearing Kiss shirts, wrestlers, all these people out of nowhere wearing rappers, wearing Kiss shirts. It's cool to wear a Kiss shirt now.
Dude, my son is going to be 20. He's a sophomore in college. He texted me the other day. He was at the dining common in college. He's like, Dad, I saw this girl with this beat up old Kiss shirt on. I'm like, good. You should have went up to her and said, name me one song, nerd. But think about it.
What's up? My dad runs a Kiss podcast.
Nerd. But think about it, like you got like a 20-year-old girl wearing like a Kiss shirt. Like that's what I see. It's cool now.
That's what I see happen. I think you can see inundation of Kiss merch everywhere. I think the records and all this out in the box sets will come out. I think that's what we're to be expected. And then the other big thing, which is, and if anybody says they know, they're full of shit. What's going to really happen with the avatars and everything else?
Yeah.
I just have a feeling that the avatars will be built in a house just like the avatars are in ABBA. They'll build someplace in Vegas, and it'll be a Kiss show, and they can perform it. Now, I think Pophouse has got a couple other different artists, or they will pick up some more artists.
Yep.
And then maybe have a building where they host Kiss for 6 months, and then they host ABBA for a few months, and then they host this for a few months, and they're just constantly doing it. And the reason why is because people still have an appetite for this music because nothing's come out and replaced these bands.
Right. Now, when it comes to the music, I want to make it clear. Okay, we're not insiders, and there are people out there that are, and God bless them, and sometimes we get our information from them. I don't know every in and out and nook and cranny of the Universal and Pophouse and catalogs and this and that. I don't know all of that. So if you're listening to this right now and being like, well, they're not going to do that. They can't do okay, great. We're talking about what we hope and wish for as fans. We're not insiders. We're not experts. Okay. but I do have a little bit of hesitancy about what Pophouse's intentions are with this acquisition. I don't know what it is. To me, it's an entertainment venture, which Kiss is entertainment, but I'm worried. And when I say worried, I'm, kind of being a little bit facetious there with that. I'm a little bit worried that they're just going to turn this into like a parade, a circus, which
Jim Henson's Muppets.
Yeah. And if that's the case, I'm sure we'll try to find a way to enjoy it, but I just don't want the music part of the band to die. That's I don't want that to go away.
Yeah. That's the only aspect of the avatars I don't understand. Well, you're going to see the avatars. Okay, what are they playing? The same songs I know?
Right. Are you going to put on Dress to Kill and have avatars play the music?
Yeah, you're just going to put on the record and they're going to play and do the scenes and lip sync to the fucking stuff? Or are they going to take fucking unreleased live albums and so when you see them perform, you're like, oh shit.
I mean, is it going to be like the fucking those hitchhiker guys on the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney? They fucking just they fucking play music. Is it going to be like that?
Oh, the barbershop quartet.
Yeah, right. Is it going to be like that? I don't know what the fuck. Nobody knows. But again, that kind of makes it exciting that we don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I have a feeling it's going to be something that's going to blow our brains out. There's no way they would spend this kind of fucking money.
I agree with you.
And be like, I don't know, maybe we'll do them like puppets, or maybe we'll do it like they know what they're doing. They're not spending that kind of money on this shit.
I agree with you, but my concern, and I use the word lightly, concern is it's almost May of 2024. Mm-hmm. Like Kiss is a legacy act, okay? That they're done making new music. What kind of interest is there going to be in 2, 3, 4 years when the Avatar? I don't understand. Okay. What are you going to do between now and then to keep people's appetite for Kiss alive? This is what I want to know.
I'm not saying they're as big as them. I'm not saying they are as big as them. Fuck, the Beatles have been gone for fucking 50 years almost. Fucking Led Zeppelin's been gone for what? 40 years, 45 years? Zeppelin is big as Kiss is right now. The Beatles are as big as any band right now in the world. Still. The people find new ways. Oh, now they're going to do the anthology. Oh, now they're going to do this documentary that's going to be done by fucking this huge director. Now they're going to release this. There's always new Beatles projects coming out. There's always new Zeppelin stuff that gets us excited. There'll be Kiss stuff that'll get us excited. That's what they're going to do.
I agree with you, but, and I know you know this because you prefaced your comments by saying it, the Beatles and Zeppelin are two of the most critically worshipped bands nowadays than they've ever been.
But they don't have Kiss's visual aspect of it. Though,
I get so that.
That gives Kiss a fucking huge lift to get up to that status of like, oh, what does Kiss fans do? What are you going to see? Oh, with Kiss, you can have fucking a demon spitting out fire. You can have a spaceman flying. That shit is not in there. You're not going to get that stuff from Zeppelin.
Right.
But there's certain things about Kiss that you get that no other band can do. So I think there'll be stuff out there. I'm excited because I don't know what's definitely coming.
I agree. That's the excitement. But Kiss is also going to have to find a way, whether it's Universal, Pophouse, they're going to have to find a way to keep the appetite of Kiss fans alive by trickling in some kind of content, some kind of music.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Whether it's the off the soundboards or the box, they're going to have to.
No. You know what it is?
No, I don't.
Shout it out, Loudcast.
No. Well, of course. Of course. This is where you come to get your freaking Kiss fix.
We're going to keep everything alive. Okay. But here's the funny part. So we've been on now. This is our 6th year. So 5 years gone, all of that. There are more Kiss podcasts now than there were when we first started. And when we first started, we were like, how many fucking podcasts are there?
Yeah.
They're not getting less. Some are dying off, but more Kiss podcasts still popping up. More people like, oh, we're not a Kiss podcast. But shit, we like talking about Kiss all the time.
And I will say this, as a fan and as, Shout It Out Loudcast, for me as a fan, I really enjoy talking about the past of Kiss. So some of the present stuff, current event stuff, it kind of bored me because it was making me cynical. It was making me like dislike a lot of what was going on. Now that it's over, and now that we had an amazing time at Madison Square Garden in New York City with our friends, we had that memory. Now that that's over, I am ready to fully embrace Kiss as a nostalgia act. I am to talk about them in the past, because it was kind of getting honestly exhausting with COVID and the endless end of the road to keep talking. Oh, they were in Peoria, Illinois last night and they closed with this. And, the show's going to be like, I'm not going to lie. That was kind of getting boring and tedious to me.
Think about it, right?
Yeah.
When you go back and we're talking Kiss podcast.
Yeah.
How many people are going to bring up as subject matters anything in the past 3-4 years?
No, nobody.
Right? How many going to be like, oh yeah, and then this leg of the Kiss end of the road tour. Let's talk about that. Why?
Right.
It's the same show from the day one to the last one.
Right.
There's nothing exciting to talk about.
Right.
So they're not part of the Kiss memory. The Kiss memories that you do want to discuss is fucking alive too.
Yeah.
Is fucking, when they first came out and they're on the Hotter Than Hell tour, or when they went on the Mike Douglas show. Those are the memories that will always catch on with people when we have that discussion. Nobody gives a fuck what's happened in the last one. I'm telling you, ever since the Monster Tour in 2000, whatever, till the present, it's the same nothing. Fucking shit.
It's been nothing. And I'll tell you right now, there's an excitement, there's a curiosity, but there's also that thing for me where it's like, oh man, I hope they don't fucking fall on their face. Like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this be a disaster. I don't want to be like, Jesus Christ, did you see this thing that's going to come out on Jesus Christ, Doc, where's the Kiss Cruise? Like, I don't want to be like, holy shit, did you see this fucking thing that's coming on Hulu? Like, it's going to be some fucking whatever.
And then that's the other aspect we haven't even gotten to.
Go ahead.
How many documentaries? How many TV shows? How many movies? What's that going to be about? Because they keep talking about stuff that's coming down the pike for those. Let's see what happens there too. I think that may give some people some love. Look, Motley Crue has never been bigger than Kiss. They were never bigger than Kiss. I'm sorry.
There's constant Motley Crue content recently, though.
Okay. But they got it all back. They were lumped in with the hair metal shit and fucking persona non grata for years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the Dirt came out and they got their fucking lives back and everything like that, right?
And then
now they're doing fucking stadiums again.
Right. And then Fat Vince is out of breath, got a Twitter account.
Yeah. But they got their life. Who knows what those documentaries or a good Netflix sitcom can do for Kiss? Who knows?
I totally agree. I agree.
Right?
I will say this. I think it's a good time to be a Kiss fan because for the first time in our entire lives, we don't know what's going to happen. It's literally unpredictable. Like you said, since the Monster Tour, everything was predictable from the set list to the stage show to what they were going to open and close with. Now, for the first time ever, we truly don't know what's next. And I think that's fucking cool.
You know what? Only part was good since the end of the road in 2019.
What?
Every time they started a new leg, we anticipated something and they always let us down.
Right.
So I would say maybe 4 legs. And then the last part, New York, the only part that we got excited about what's happening with Kiss in the last 4 years.
It was Lucy pulling the football away from Charlie Brown.
And every time we got fucking let down because we're still like, oh, they can't do that. No way. They got to do something. They got to be, the last show, they're doing something.
Well, and you bring up a good point. Maybe now that Pophouse is the captain of the ship, maybe now they won't have to deal with Paul's puss on his face and I'm doing this. Fuck all that. I'm doing. Pophouse is like, no. We're doing this now.
Yeah, our expectations are fucking gone of like, we know this is going to suck.
Dude, it's like we've been abused for so long. We're just like, we're just going to keep fucking taking it because we don't know any better.
Yeah. So, well, Tom, I love having these conversations because sometimes we get stuck in this and try to squeeze this in the news section. But
I agree.
This time we were able to kind of talk it out and have a fun conversation about it. So we hope you guys jump in and let us know what you think and what your expectations are and what you think the Kiss reset will be.
Yeah, and I think episodes like this are very, very conducive to tons of great feedback. So we know you guys love to give feedback on anything, but this is an episode that we love to do, but it's an episode that kind of sets the groundwork for a really good discussion for a while to see what you guys, are we wrong? Do we have our hopes up too high? Are we too positive? Or is Kiss just a ship that has sailed? I don't know. Let's see. I can't wait to hear what you guys think.
Kiss is done. Kiss sucks.
Fuck them.
While they're listening to a Kiss podcast.
Of course. Well, that's what we do. We run a Kiss podcast where we say Kiss sucks.
All right, Tom. What we do next is question of the week. What do we got?
And of course, question of the week is brought to us by the great Shout It Out Loudcast Hall of Famer, Tony the Taxman Barone. Yes, tax day may have passed for the people who pay them on time, but we know that some of you loudcasters might be a deadbeat.
Some of you deadbeat and tax cheats out there.
Some of you people sitting out there on rented furniture might need an accountant to help you.
You might need that write-off.
Yeah. So, seriously though, Tony Barone of abcpainc.com. He's amazing. For the last 2 years, he has handled our taxes, mine and Zeus's. He can help you with your individual, with your business, anything that you need. Go on his website, abcpainc.com. There's all links for all the services that he provides. It's incredible stuff, and it doesn't matter where you live because he can help you in all 50 states. There are links there to give him a call. Contact him directly. Check it out, abcpainc.com, and we can speak from firsthand experience. He's incredible. Great guy. Give him your business because he's the man.
For all you scoundrels, tax cheats, hooligans, and punks.
And here's a topical question. We like getting these every once in a while. This comes from Mr. Antonio 2005, Junior Vintage John Rostano.
He's got 5 fucking names.
200 names, depending on what social media account he's doing. In your latest episode that reviewed Carnival of Souls, I have this question. Let's say hypothetically the reunion does not happen in 1996 and this album gets a proper release. Does it make it into the top 10 like Revenge did?
So does this get released in 95, 96? When's this getting released?
Probably 95. Yeah, because it was recorded. It started around then, and then it got cut short with the MTV and the reunion. So, yeah.
Does it get top 10? I think right around then, CDs were still being sold.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
If they put Carnival of Souls and put a cool cover on it, yes. If they put Final Sessions and looking like these people are trapped in Vancouver like they are now on the cover, no.
I think if they use that original cover, that flaming head, whatever thing, and took the Final Sessions out of it and did it correctly, I think this easily makes top 10. First of all, it's Kiss. It's coming off the Revenge album, which people loved. 1994, 95 era, grunge was still kind of hanging on, especially the big bands. So I think Kiss would have had some relevancy here. So I think it absolutely would have been in the top 10. And then another kind of sub question here, follow up. If you were in charge of this, what would have been the first single that gets released with a video?
Oh, that's Hate.
You think so?
Yeah, just like they did with Unholy. You release it with Gene and he's fucking all battered up. Hey!
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think so. You don't think it would have been It Never Goes Away.
I will be there.
Tell me what you want me to.
Right now, man.
Right now. Oh, I agree. It would have been Unholy Part 2, and I think the album would have been a big success. But instead, they did the reunion, which we love, and then gave us Psycho Circus.
No, see, I don't think it would be a big success. If it got gold, I'd be happy. I think it's going to do like all Kiss albums do. It makes the top 10 right off the top, but it doesn't have the longevity because it doesn't have hit singles. Right. It'll have radio play on hard rock stations and things like that. But that's the problem with Kiss albums. They come out fast. They go high because the Kiss cards go out and buy them.
That's right.
But there's no singles to sustain them for long.
But remember, this one did, though. This had Jungle and Master and Slave. This was a rare album that had singles.
Is that a positive thing?
Well, I know for you it's not. But remember, Metal Edge magazine gave it the single of the year when it came out.
What?
I mean, that's a prestigious award, Zeus. Metal Edge Song of the Year.
What did it beat out? Jackal's fucking Lumberjack?
How dare you? Dude,
I actually like that song.
Any song with a fucking power tool in it.
Well, I actually like that song. I know.
Me too. Anyways, John Restano, Junior Vintage, Mr. Antonio 2005. Great question. Thanks, buddy. And thanks always for your support of the show.
Tom, where can people find us?
Always go to him. It's been a while since we had one of those.
Go to him.
Go to our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's where you can find all of our episodes. If you want, you can listen to them directly from there. All the Shout Out Loudcast episodes, Dorm Damage, Album Review Crew, Zeppelin Chronicles, they're all there. You can also click on all of our links for our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, our Amazon shopping page, our Shout Out Loudcast merch page, our Patreon link. Everything is there. You can also click around and see what happened with the tournament. The brackets up there and all the polls from start to finish. You can kind of see what beat what and kind of the history of that tournament. Again, congrats to Brad Chandler for taking home the title there. Good for you. And fuck off to everybody who lost. And if you want your question of the week read, please, you can do it through the website, but the best way to do it is to send us an email at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We read every one of your emails, and then if it's a question of the week, we put it in a little folder. We pull one out of the hat every week. So please continue to do that because we read one every week. Shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. I mentioned our social media. Please follow us. We're very active on those. And, of course, we always like to say that we are a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network of shows.
Yeah, Tom, people can always DM us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. A lot of our comments of the week come from DMs. So please feel free to do so. You can check out Tom's Spotify playlist, which is always interesting. And remember, you go to the profile instead of the podcast part, and then that's how you'll find the playlist there. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's just constantly growing. We really appreciate that. So subscribe, even if you don't listen, fucking bump up those numbers. It lets other people find our channel faster and puts us out to the masses. It's a big help. Also, give us a 5-star child review. And you can do that on Apple Podcasts. You can do that on Spotify. Anywhere you can give us a review, please do so. It helps the show, and we give you a shout out when you do that. I always like to repeat the website, shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. Tom has already mentioned the merch page that we have with tons of fun stuff there. We have I just uploaded like 50 fucking people on the friends section of the website because it's been a while, and thanks to the great Jeff Trott.
Guess who's back in the motherfucking house with a fat dick for your motherfucking mouth?
For hooking us up again and setting up the visuals. So if you go there, you can click on every member that has been in the friends section. And when you click on their photo, you go to their information or website or Facebook page or Instagram page. It's a lot of fun in supporting some of our great friends that have been on our show. And thank you once again for the great Jeff Trott for doing that.
That's Shouted Out Loudcast Hall of Famer, Jeff Trott.
Correct. My friend. So, and Tom, what we always like to do is end on famous last words. Do you have any?
I do, and this is something that we were kind of talking about with our conversation with Jericho today about Monster. I told her that I had a submarine. She said, I know exactly what you mean. I told her my ship was ready to ride. She touched my heart when she touched my thigh. Ooh, fucking song is epic. I listened to that song. That is classic, cheesy, fun, dual vocal Kiss. Love that fucking song.
All right, Tom.
All right.
I know it's around. I don't have any doubts about that night. I'll see you get it tonight. And if I can't, I'll cry and cry. Tom, Kiss Army, Loudcasters, thank you. And once again,
guys, thank you so much for everything. Love it, guys. And thank you again so much for all the input and support and participation with the tournament and the polls. Again, congrats to Brad Chandler. Thank you again to our awesome sponsor, Moneybag Sodas. You guys are the best. Chris the Wallet and the brothers, Paul and John Janik. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. Zeus, as always, my friend, thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down.
Cut the music. Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?